In this assignment, we're going to be using a few materials such as a frame, a screen, a decal, and a bucket. Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make some paper. The technique is called paper making. I'm going to show you some of the materials that we're going to be using for paper making. The first is this, it's called a frame. The paper is going to take on this shape. It's a rectangular box frame. It has two Velcro straps on it, and inside we're going to be putting the screen and the decal. The screen looks like this. It is a blue piece of polyester that is very porous, and you can see through it because water is going to drip through there. The next thing is the decal. The decal kind of looks like a screen, but it has wide holes in it. That's going to allow water to drip through. When you're putting them together, you're going to be putting the screen first over the frame. Then what comes next is the decal. The decal is going to go on top of it. Then you're going to be taking these Velcro straps and strapping them over When you have your paper pulp, you're going to submerge this into a bucket. That would be this. After you put it in the bucket, there will be water inside. You're going to take your paper pulp and you're going to pour it inside of the frame. Once it's in there, you're going to take your fingers and you're going to swish them around inside of this contraption. The reason you want to swish it around is so that paper pulp does not have a hole in it, so you want to even out the paper pulp. I will show you examples of this later. Then, after you've done so, you're going to lift up the frame. You will hold it as evenly as possible over the bucket. Water is going to drip down from underneath. Once the water is fully dripped and you don't hear any more trickling going on, you'll make a few shakes like this. Then you're going to take your hand and hold it underneath the two straps, in between, because you will strip off the straps as such and let them fall. Following that, you're going to lift the frame straight up. There will be a little mountain of paper pulp that is raised. Then you'll be doing a screening process. This is the basic way to make paper. The word paper is derived from papyrus. Papyrus is a plant that was once abundant in Egypt. The ancient Greeks, Egyptians, and Romans used the leaves of a papyrus plant as paper. Another predecessor to paper was a material generically called tapa. Tapa was mostly made from the inner bark of the paper mulberry, fig, and daphne trees. Paper as we know it traces its roots back to China at the beginning of the first millennium AD. Traditional Chinese records give the credit for its development to one Tzu Lin, about 105 AD. Now it's time to test what you've learned. Do you remember what this is called? If you guessed the frame, you're correct. How about this one? If you guessed the screen, you got that one right. Do you remember this? This is called a decal. Now, which order do they go in? Do you remember? True. When you're putting them together, you're going to be putting the screen first over the frame. Then what comes next is the decal. The decal is going to go on top of it. After you've poured your pulp through the frame, you are going to take your paper pulp and put it through a screening process like such. From there, you're going to be taking your paper and transporting it over to a piece of plexiglass, where it will take about 48 hours to dry. Here are a few examples of paper that has been dried properly. You'll be able to make all sorts of things, such as greeting cards and ornaments.